class. My name is Keisha Henderson. This is Britt. Today we're going to be going through the joint actions and the prime movers that are involved in shooting a free throw.
All right. At the beginning in the preparation phase, we have 4 flexions. We have the elbow flexion, we have the shoulder flexion, hip flexion, and knee flexion. In the elbow flexion, we're using the bicep and the tricep brachii. In the shoulder flexion, we're using the deltoid. In the hip flexion, we're using the gluteus maximus. In the knee flexion, we're using the quadriceps and the hamstrings. Next phase was the execution phase. We add 2 flexions in there. The finger flexion is the first one we add, and we have the finger flexors that are pushing the ball forward. The elbow flexion is still using the bicep and the tricep brachii. The shoulder flexion is still using the deltoid muscle. The hip flexion is still using the gluteus maximus. The knee flexion is still using the quadricep and the hamstring. And in the plantar flexion, we're using the gastrocnemius, which is the calf muscle, as she raises up to shoot the ball. In the follow through, we still have the finger flexion at the top with the finger flexors. We have the elbow flexion, which is just using the tricep brachii now, no more bicep. The shoulder flexion is still using the deltoid muscle. The hip flexion is still using the gluteus maximus. The knee flexion is still using the quadricep and the hamstring muscles as she raises up for the shot. And the plantar flexion, the gastrocnemius, or the calf muscles are raising up as she shoots the shot as well. Exercises that help these prime movers and the joint actions include the finger flexion, which would be the fingertip push-ups to help in the finger flexions. The elbow flexion, which would be tricep pull-downs and bicep curls. Shoulder flexion would be lateral arm raises. And the squat can help the hip flexion and the knee flexion also. In your quads, in your hamstrings, and in the gluteus maximus. And the last thing in the plantar flexion that you can do will be calf raises to help. Common errors that can hinder the skill of shooting a free throw. The first big one is the wide elbow flexion. If it's too wide, then the ball will go sideways or just off target in general, missing the goal completely. And the next most common one is the little or no knee flexion at all. The knee bend is big for shooting a free throw. It's supposed to be one fluid motion, and if you don't do that, the shot may fall short or maybe a flat shot, not giving enough arc to make it go in the goal. And those are the phases, joint actions, and the muscles for shooting a free throw.
Thanks.